Right then, hello. Welcome to our little corner of the internet where, today, we're talking about something that is, to my mind, rather important. Cars. But not just any cars, no, we're talking about the top 10 cars. The sort of cars that make you stop and stare, even if you're the sort of person who normally walks straight past a gleaming Ferrari Daytona without a second glance. We'll be judging these automotive beauties on 3 rather important criteria, of course. Firstly, we'll be considering their looks because let's face it, a cool car has to look the part. Then there's the small matter of speed. A cool car needs to be able to shift, doesn't it? And lastly, we'll be casting our discerning eyes over the price tags these magnificent creations command. Because, well, a bit of exclusivity never hurt anyone, did it? So buckle up, engage your inner petrol head, and let's get started. Kicking off our list at number 10, we have a car that needs no introduction. The Bugatti Chiron. It's a masterpiece of engineering, a symphony of speed and luxury, all wrapped up in a body that's as sleek and aerodynamic as, well, as a very sleek and aerodynamic thing. I mean, just look at it. The Chiron is the automotive equivalent of a perfectly tailored suit. It's understated, yet undeniably powerful, and powerful it is. Under that sculpted bonnet lies a monstrous 8-litre quad-turbocharged W16 engine. Yes, you heard that right. 16 cylinders, all working in perfect harmony to produce an astonishing 1,500 horsepower. That translates to a top speed of 261 miles per hour, which is, frankly, an absurd amount of speed. But then, the Chiron isn't a car designed for nipping down to the shops for a pint of milk, is it? It's a statement. A statement that says, I have arrived, and I have a lot of money, which brings us rather neatly to the price. Brace yourselves because it's a hefty one, a cool $3 million. Yes, you could buy a small island for that, or you could buy a Chiron. Charging into the number 9 spot, we have a car that's all about drama, the Lamborghini Aventador. With its angular lines, massive air intakes, and those iconic scissor doors, the Aventador is a car that's impossible to ignore. It's the automotive equivalent of a raging bull, loud, brash, and undeniably powerful. And just like a raging bull, the Aventador has the power to back up its aggressive looks. Underneath that flamboyant exterior beats a 6.5-litre V12 engine that produces a heady 700 horsepower. That's enough to propel this Italian thoroughbred from 0 to 60 in a neck-snapping 2.9 seconds, on its way to a top speed of 217 miles per hour. Not quite as fast as the Chiron perhaps, but still fast enough to make your eyes water. Of course, all this Italian flair and performance comes at a price, but fear not, it's not quite as eye-watering as the Chiron. You can park a brand new Aventador in your garage for the princely sum of $393,695. A relative bargain then. Coming in at number 8, we have a car that needs no introduction. It's the Ferrari LaFerrari. Now, some might say it's a bit obvious to include a Ferrari on a list of cool cars, but the LaFerrari is no ordinary Ferrari. This is our hybrid hypercar that combines blistering performance with cutting-edge technology. And it looks absolutely stunning, doesn't it? Like something out of a science fiction film. Underneath that futuristic bodywork lies a 6.3-litre V12 engine that's paired with an electric motor. Combined, they produce a mind-boggling 950 horsepower. That's enough to launch the LaFerrari from 0 to 60 in under 3 seconds, and onto a top speed of 217 miles per hour. Now, some people might say that a hybrid Ferrari is a bit like a vegetarian butcher, but I disagree. I think it's rather clever, actually. You see, the electric motor provides instant torque, which means the LaFerrari gets off the line like a scolded cat. And then the V12 engine kicks in and propels you into the next dimension. It's a truly exhilarating experience. At number 7, we have a car that's all about pushing boundaries, the McLaren P1. Now, McLaren has a bit of a reputation for building cars that are, shall we say, a little bit extreme. And the P1 is no exception. This is a car that's designed to be driven hard and fast, and it looks every bit as extreme as it drives. Just look at that aerodynamic bodywork, it's like something out of a wind tunnel. And those dihedral doors, they're not just for show, you know, they actually help to channel air into the engine. Speaking of which, the P1 is powered by a 3.8-litre twin-turbocharged V8 engine that's paired with an electric motor. Combined, they produce a whopping 903 horsepower. Sliding into the number 6 spot, we have a car that needs no introduction, the Porsche 911 Turbo S. Now, the 911 is a bit of an icon, isn't it? It's been around for over 50 years and it's still going strong. And the Turbo S is the most extreme version of the 911. It's the one that takes everything that's great about the 911 and turns it up to 11. I mean, just look at it. It's instantly recognizable as a 911, but it's also got that something extra. Those wider wheel arches, that huge rear wing, those quad exhaust pipes. They all add up to a car that looks seriously mean, and it's got the performance to match. Underneath that classic 911 silhouette lies a 3.8-litre twin-turbocharged flat-6 engine that produces a healthy 640 horsepower. That's enough to propel the 911 Turbo S from 0 to 60 in a blistering 2.6 seconds, and onto a top speed of 205 miles per hour. Now, I know what you're thinking. 205 miles per hour? That's not particularly fast, is it? Not compared to some of the other cars on this list. Zooming into the number 5 spot, we have a car that's changing the game, the Tesla Model S Plaid. Now, I know what you're thinking, an electric car on a list of cool cars. But hear me out, the Model S Plaid is no ordinary electric car. This is a car that's capable of outperforming some of the fastest petrol-powered cars on the planet. And it does it all while being eerily quiet. Now, I'll admit, I was a bit skeptical about electric cars at first. I mean, where's the noise, where's the drama? But then I drove a Tesla, and I have to say, I was rather impressed. The Model S Plaid is ridiculously quick, like ludicrously quick. It's got 3 electric motors that produce a combined output of 1,020 horsepower. That's enough to propel the Model S Plaid from 0 to 60 in a mind-bending 2.1 seconds. That's faster than a Bugatti Chiron. Think about that for a moment. Gliding gracefully into the number 4 spot, we have a car that's all about timeless elegance, the Aston Martin DB11. Now, Aston Martin has a bit of a reputation for building cars that are both beautiful and luxurious, and the DB11 is no exception. This is a car that's designed to turn heads wherever it goes. It's the automotive equivalent of a perfectly tailored suit, understated, yet undeniably stylish. And underneath that elegant exterior lies a 5.2-litre twin-turbocharged V12 engine that produces a sonorous 630 horsepower. That's enough to propel the DB11 from 0 to 60 in a brisk 3.9 seconds, and onto a top speed of 208 miles per hour. Not quite as fast as some of the other cars on this list, perhaps. But then, the DB11 isn't really about outright speed, is it? It's about the journey. It's about enjoying the open road in a car that's both comfortable and stylish. It's about arriving at your destination feeling relaxed and refreshed. And let's be honest, it's also about looking good while you're doing it. The DB11 is a car that's guaranteed to turn heads. Roaring into the number 3 spot, we have a car that's all about everyday usability, the Audi R8. Now, some people might say that a supercar can't be practical, but those people have obviously never driven an Audi R8. This is a car that's just as happy doing the daily commute as it is tearing up a racetrack. It's the best of both worlds, and it looks every bit as good as it drives. With its low-slung stance, sharp lines, and that iconic side blade, the R8 is a car that's guaranteed to turn heads. It's aggressive, yet sophisticated, sporty, yet elegant. It's a car that manages to be both understated and eye-catching at the same time. And underneath that sleek exterior lies a choice of 2 engines. Cruising into the number 2 spot, we have a car that's all about effortless style and power, the Mercedes-AMG GT. Now, Mercedes-Benz has a bit of a reputation for building cars that are, shall we say, a little bit sensible. But the AMG GT is anything but sensible. This is a car that's designed to put a smile on your face. It's a car that's designed to make you feel alive. And it looks every bit as good as it drives. With its long bonnet, short overhangs, and that aggressive front grille, the AMG GT is a car that's guaranteed to turn heads. It's a car that looks like it's going fast, even when it's standing still. And speaking of going fast, the AMG GT is no slouch in the performance department. It's powered by a 4-litre twin-turbocharged V8 engine that produces a healthy 523 horsepower. And finally, claiming the coveted number 1 spot, we have a car that's a glimpse into the future, the BMW i8. Now, I know what you're thinking. A hybrid sports car from BMW? That's not very cool, is it? But hear me out. The i8 is unlike any other car on the road today. It's a car that's both futuristic and stylish. It's a car that's both efficient and exciting to drive. I mean, just look at it. Those scissor doors, those flowing lines, that low-slung stance, it's like something out of a science fiction film. But the i8 isn't just about looks. It's also packed with technology. It's got a carbon fiber reinforced plastic body, a hybrid powertrain, and a whole host of other gadgets and gizmos, but the best part, the i8 is actually quite affordable. Well, there you have it, my top 10 coolest cars. From the sleek and stylish Aston Martin DB11 to the futuristic BMW i8, these are cars that are guaranteed to turn heads wherever they go. Of course, cool is a subjective term. What one person finds cool, another person might find utterly appalling. But that's the beauty of cars, isn't it? There's something out there for everyone. So, whether you're a fan of classic sports cars, futuristic hybrids, or anything in between, I hope you've enjoyed this little journey into the world of cool cars. Don't forget to let me know what you think in the comments below. What are your top 10 coolest cars? And be sure to subscribe to the channel for more car-related content. Until next time, drive safe and keep it cool.